This week on the Digital Coffee, finally it is here. Ad-free Facebook and Instagram if you are in the EU, like me. Instagram has a cool new way for you to gather user-generated content and is scheduling coming to Threads. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news. My name is Amanda Webb, and something's different because I'm actually not here right now. Yes, unexpectedly, I double booked myself for Friday morning. That rarely happens, but it happened. So I am recording this on Thursday. So if there's a big piece of news that I'm missing, it's because it's only Thursday morning here and something might have happened. But anyway, I am hoping you are still watching live. I am going to come and catch up with your comments as soon as I've finished my work with my client this morning. So do let me know what is in your mug. What cup of cha are we sharing? As you know, I'm drinking digital coffee, and the problem with digital coffee is it doesn't exist. So I will be hopefully doing something with a cup of coffee by the time I'm catching up on your comments. So do let me know. Also, let me know where you're watching. Are you watching on LinkedIn? Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on Twitter? Are you watching on YouTube? And also, where in the world are you watching? So I'm in County Kildare in the Republic of Ireland. So let me know where you are too. And I always hate doing these pre-records because I don't get to see your comments until afterwards. So do leave me something so I can see, and I'll side eye over here and press a button and we'll get on with the news.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Yes, it is actually happening. Yes. If you pay, you will now be able to opt into an ad-free version of Facebook and Instagram if you are in the EU or the EEA, which I think stands for European Economic Area. So if you are there, I don't know if this applies to the UK, we'll have to see, because you don't belong to either of those groups. You will be able to pay money and not see ads. And this we know is down to the Digital Services Act, and you know, it's a way that Facebook can comply by giving people the option to opt out of personalized ads. Sounds like fun. It's going to cost $9.99 on desktop, slightly more on mobile to opt out. And at first, that will include all the accounts that you have within your Meta accounts system. Is that what you call it? Something like that. Later on, you'll have to pay individually for each account. So sounds like fun. Sounds like something that you might go for. But two things. Number one, it's not the ads on Facebook in particular that bother me. You know what bothers me? When I go to Facebook now, no posts from friends, no posts from the pages I follow, just all this random meme content that just makes it boring. I would love to see people posting, or at least maybe they are posting and Facebook just never shows it to me. So it doesn't solve that issue, although I know I can switch my algorithm to just show me the people I follow. The second issue is as an advertiser. So if you are an advertiser like me and that you run ads to the EU, those people have opted out. Obviously, you're not going to be able to reach, are you? You're not going to be able to get them with your ads. You're not going to be able to use your data to produce personalized ads for those people. So for us, we kind of hope that not too many people do opt in. But on the other hand, if people don't want to see ads, they don't want to see ads. So maybe the people we do end up showing our ads to will be a more relevant and engaged audience. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You know what the best sort of content is on social media? No, it is not the content that you're posting. It is user-generated content, which means when other people are talking about you, basically, when other people say nice things about you on social media, that is so powerful because, of course, you're going to say you're brilliant. So when someone else says you're brilliant, it really does have an effect on your audience, and they're more likely to believe that you are legit, that you're a good business. And that's why I'm kind of excited about a new update from Instagram. This new update is for collaborative carousel posts. So you will be able to create a carousel and allow other people, your followers, to contribute to that carousel post. So they'll be able to add their own images and videos. Now, don't worry, you will have control. You will be able to either approve or disapprove, unapprove, not approve the post that they decide to add. But I do think this will be fabulous. It will be a really good way to showcase content from your audience, from your followers, from your customers who are enjoying working with you. So obviously when you're setting it up, you're going to want some sort of prompt to get people to share their photos. But I do think this could be absolutely fabulous. I don't seem to have it yet. They're running it as a test. Adam Mosseri said in his broadcast channel that this is an official test, so I'm just hoping that it actually makes the cut and we all have access to it soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
APIs are important for publishers, for businesses who want to schedule their content, for apps and tools that want to make the most of social networks. And what an API does, just in case you don't know, is it connects, like say, a social network. Some parts of a social network, they give access to developers so that they can build tools to do things like schedule content or to analyze what's going on that platform. But they don't release the whole thing. They tend to just let those have access to a small amount of what they can do there. And that's how we get things like scheduling tools. That's how we get all these tools that are able to help us manage our social media a lot better. And I think one of the problems with Threads, now I don't have Threads because this is a disadvantage of being in the EU, we don't have it, but we know that it's got a large amount of users who don't post that often. And maybe that's because when they go there, there isn't much new to see. If Threads is really going to compete with Twitter, it needs that publisher content, and publisher content usually comes through a feed into an API, which would schedule it out as it happens. So without that publisher content, it's a little bit boring. Also, of course, for businesses, we want to schedule content. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go to the platform to engage. That's important too, but we'd like to put more content out there, but we actually physically have to go to Threads and post the content and maybe switch between multiple accounts if you are having a personal account and a business account, or if you are a social media manager. The whole process is painful. So it's kind of good news that, let me see if I can find the button. It is kind of good news that Adam Mosseri, who, he's the boss of Instagram, but because Threads is connected to Instagram, I guess he's the boss of Threads as well, says that they are working on an API. I'll stop hiding behind that now. Really good news. And I know that this is going to light up the lives of a lot of social media managers. If and when this happens, this is going to be huge, and I can see it really helping Threads take off. And bring that alongside what Europe coming into Threads, which we are hoping is going to happen sometimes next year, it really could be a contender for Twitter. Just like to say, there is a man with a chainsaw outside, or a hedge trimmer outside, trimming the hedge right outside the window. I don't know if you can hear him, but if you can, that's what's going on.
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi!
It is frustrating for social media managers or for businesses that the Instagram API, so that's the bit that connects parts of Instagram to like a scheduling tool and other things, is quite limited. You can't do with scheduling tools things that you can do on Instagram. And that's not down to the scheduling tools. That's down to Instagram not letting them have access to a lot of these features. But in good news, Instagram is rolling out some additional access to the API. So let's have a look at what you get. Firstly, collaboration. That's really great. Those collaborative reels that you can do. I'm not talking about the carousels that we talked about earlier in the show, but the reels that you can do, and you can collaborate with someone. I mean, that's a really good way to get traction on your Instagram account when somebody collaborates with you and vice versa. So that's now going to be possible through the API. So we should see that coming to scheduling tools. They're also going to give you more access to metrics and insights for reels, which again Instead of you having to go to multiple different platforms to get your metrics, you should be able to do this within your social media management tool once this has been rolled out and it's connected. And also they're going to add copyright detection, which is good because you don't want to wait until you put your post on Instagram and it goes, oh, actually you can't use this because that music's not licensed for business use. Be handy if you knew that when you were uploading it. So that's 3 new features for the Instagram API, which I'm sure when they come to the scheduling tool near you, you're going to be delighted to have.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
Do you remember when, back in the old days, if you got a website, you'd always just look for a .com, right? .com was it. I mean, that one of the reasons I've got such a weird name for my business, Spiderworking, is because I wanted a .com. I kind of like it now, but it took a long time to get. But I mean, it was just .com for a while. Then you could get other domains like .org, .net, .ie for Ireland, .co.uk, .ca. I could go through a whole load of country dependent ones. And then a few years ago, it really broadened out. We could get all these other ones that were like .xxx and .dad and .school. And I've got one. I've got a weird one, but I can't remember what it is. I do tend to go on domain buying things around then. So these are called top level domains. And there are new ones being launched every year. And this year, Google has announced a new one, which I think is pretty cool. It's .ing, I-N-G. So it's a verb. You can make whatever you want into a verb. Some of the good ones are gone already. I don't know how, because this isn't available yet, but obviously they've done a thing with Google. You can designing has gone. Canva's got that. Editing has gone. Adobe has got that. And that's just an example of the sort of one that you can have. This could be a lot of fun, finding one that works for your business. In fact, I was looking for someone that would work for my business, Spiderworking, for ages before I realised Spiderworking. Yeah. So I tried to buy it, and it turns out that you can reserve it now for a lot of money. I could pay a lot of money to reserve spiderwork.ing. So if you're really mean, you'll go and do that now. Or you can wait till the 5th of December and you can buy it for a reasonable rate. So 5th of December is when this is launched. So keep an eye on the .ings that you might want and think about how you could add a verb to your business and how that might work. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? I think it is.
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You can now create Instagram reminder ads in Meta Ads Manager. What am I talking about? What's an Instagram reminder ad? What is a reminder? Well, you may have seen these. You could add a kind of calendar invite to your posts on Instagram, and when people click on that, they will get a reminder about an event. So you might set this up, maybe have a Black Friday sale coming up, and you prompt people to set a reminder, and they'll get a notification on Instagram, ahead of it, a few times I think ahead of it, to remind them about your sale, or if you're having an event, or if you're having a webinar or an online event. These could be really powerful. And you have been able to advertise them as a post. So you'd have the post and you can advertise through Instagram and basically boost that post before. But now it is part of Meta Ads Manager. And this is good for a number of reasons. Firstly, you can create multiple versions of your ad for Reels and for the feed. And you can put all those multiple versions out and split test and see which one works best, and people won't get fatigued for seeing the ads there. You'll also be able to optimize for that specific thing that you want people to set reminders, which means that Meta will show those Instagram ads to the people who are most likely to click on the reminder button. So you should get better results from it. And of course, you can do all the other magical things that you can do in Ads Manager. You can set up different audiences. You can split test between one type of audience and another. I think this is going to be really hot for the holiday season. So definitely worth having a look in your Ads Manager and seeing if you have that option there. Only for Instagram at the moment, but it would be nice to see this rolled out across all the Meta platforms.
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
If you're a business, wouldn't it be cool if you could get more, I'm saying more reviews because I don't use TikTok enough to know, can you review businesses there? But wouldn't it be good to get more reviews of your business on TikTok, particularly from the people who come into your business? Well, now TikTok is actually going to start prompting people who create reels and tag locations to review the location they're at. So this could be really powerful. This could be a really great way to drive more of the TikTok generation, which we know includes people who are Generation X like me, into your business, or to let more people know about your business and the products and services that you offer. A new place to get your reviews, but with in mind that we know that TikTok wants to become the one social network to rule them all. This could be the start of a new way of using TikTok. And with that, that is the Digital Coffee for this week. Pre-recorded, so I sped through all the stories. It's going to be really short. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. So if you haven't left one yet, just say hello, will you? Because I always feel like when I do a pre-record, I always miss that live interaction that we get. But I will be. I'm going to steer over at my calendar there. It's all right. I will be here next week, same bat time, same bat place, and I'll be back live. There's no extra shot this week. We're hoping to return in a week or two, but I will be putting a podcast episode out. So if you're not subscribed to the Extra Shot wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe now and hear some of the wisdom from myself and making. So until next week, bye-bye.